Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand. So, I've said it before, but it bears repeating again. There are technically no bad ideas when it comes to movies. There are just bad execution of said ideas, and there are just bad movies. Because let's say that this movie would have been made on a really big budget, like a $75–80 million or something like that, with, you know, a good cast, a really good director like a Ridley Scott or something like that. This would have been pretty much an action classic. A movie that we would have looked to said, this movie was actually really good and inspiring. We would have looked at this as a really good example on how to make a great action movie. But since this movie has, check notes, none of those things, we are going to have to settle for, in my opinion, one of the worst action movies I've ever seen in my entire life. So let's take a look at this absolutely wretched waste of time. This is T.N.T. 'Cause I'm T.N.T. I'm dynamite. Is an elite soldier who is a part of the Tactical Neutralization Team, or T.N.T. They do daring missions for the US government across the world, you know, where they, you know, have the possibility to deny that, you know, they were ever there and stuff like that. Nothing new here. But after a mission goes sideways and also results in a dead child, Alex has simply had enough. He doesn't want to be a soldier anymore. He wants to, you know, retire from this thing and wants to bang his girlfriend and basically goes into hiding. We can't have that, says, you know, their boss, played by Eric Roberts, who believes that Alex can be a security problem because he knows all of the things they have done, and what if he goes public with this one or stuff like that. So he decides they're going to have to find, capture and then kill Alex. So they try to find him, you know, where he's hiding in this small town, and they go after him with everything they got, you know, with the entirety of the T.N.T's firepower and manpower. But have they underestimated Alex? Have they bitten off more than they can chew? Of course they have. It is that type of a movie. Now, one of the biggest problems that T.N.T. has is, of course, Alex himself. He's an absolute charisma vacuum, you know, sucks in the charisma of people he shares the screen with. Add to that, wretched action sequences, horrible writing, woeful editing, horrible acting, and on top of that, a ton of bad and very old and very used and abused action cliches. It is not a recipe for success. So what exactly makes a bad action movie? Most of the things that I usually complain when it comes to really bad action movies are here and in fucking spades. You don't really care about the characters, you don't really care about what's gonna happen to them. The only kind of fun thing that we have is basically Eric Roberts, who's, you know, chewing the scenery every time he gets a chance to do so, and a couple of decent enough explosions. But I've seen so many better explosions, so many better action movies, so that is not going to be a big plus either. So what we're left with is a very boring, very standard and mundane action movie that we've seen tons and tons again. Guy who wants to quit, you know, killing business and stuff like that, and wants to, you know, live a boring family life, but, you know, his past won't let him, and things like that. Even if this movie would have been made in like 2015 or 2017 with, you know, fat, sad Steven Seagal, it still would have been a better movie, because at least we wouldn't have had, you know, this fucking guy stinking up the joint with his nondescript and very boring appearance. Jesus Christ, Alex is a terrible character in this movie. So, should you see this movie? A resounding no. This is a very boring, extremely dull action movie that is so bad it actually fitted in my worst action movies of all time list that I made a few years ago. Go and watch that. That is a really good list performed by a very charismatic man, not like this movie that is wretched and filled with boring, uninteresting people who gets killed and we don't care about it. It is a really special type of bad when you have such a terrible action sequence that the only thing that really stands out is the fact that nothing stands out except maybe, as I said, Eric Roberts' kind of amusing overacting. But apart from that, Jesus Christ, this movie is terrible. As I said in the intro, the story itself and the ideas behind it aren't too bad and could have been made into, you know, quite compelling viewing with, you know, better actors, a better director, and a big ass budget. But as I said, here we have none of those things, so it's gonna get none of those things when it comes to the rating also. This is a boring, appallingly bad action movie that I will give only 6 points. Bad characters, bad writing, a couple of decent explosions, and apart from that, absolutely nothing. Do not see this movie under any circumstances. So I'll see you next time for Well So and So reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.